Two timelines, one impossible mystery. Max Caulfield, photographer in residence at the prestigious Caledon University, discovers her closest new friend, Safi, dead in the snow. Murdered. To save her, Max tries to rewind time, a power she's not used in years. Instead, Max opens the way to a parallel timeline where Safi is still alive and still in danger. Max realizes the killer will soon strike again, in both versions of reality. With her new power to shift between two timelines, can Max solve and prevent the same murder? Pick up the deluxe edition today to obtain the Spooky Outfit and Decades Outfit packs in-game. Fans that purchase the Ultimate Edition will gain access to everything from the Standard and Deluxe editions, along with the Final Fantasy VII Outfit Pack, Fan Favorite Outfit Pack, Paw Prints Outfit Pack, and additional exclusive in-game cat content. Buy Life is Strange Double Exposure. Available now on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Rated M for mature.
All right, today's preview, we have the last team of the NFC East that we're covering here is going to be the Washington Commanders. For those of you that are new, what we do is we recap last season. We see what they did in the offseason between, like here with the Commanders, we got new coaches, what they did in free agency, the NFL draft, any important news that happened, any salary cap issues, stuff like that. I don't think we have to worry about much of that with the Commanders in the salary cap department. And then we like to preview the upcoming season. Play guess the lines on their upcoming schedule, and then we hop over to the betting market and see what the current odds are and what the betting market is expecting from this team. So we got the Commanders last year, and based off where they were drafting Cricket, if I remember correctly, they didn't have that great of a season. Picking number 2 overall.
Right.
They went 4-13. That is disgusting. After starting off the season, oh my god! This is why I like to look at these because we forget. I just be like, hey, the Commanders had a terrible season, but how terrible was it? Well, you started off 2-0, so you're feeling pretty good. Those what are those stats? You start off a season 2-0, your like percentage is like what 65-68% to make the playoffs if you start off 2-0 versus 0-2. Not if you're the Commanders though. And late bye week last year. But they go off and lose the last 8 games of the season. That is disgusting. But, I mean, after the bye week, when you're sitting there 4-9, you're probably hoping you lose the last 4 games so then you can try to get one of those top picks, which they did, and they may have gotten the quarterback of their future. But we will get into that when we cover the draft stuff. But you got anything here? I mean, we had Sam Howell, Jacoby Brissett a little bit. I mean, it was all right. You got Brian Robinson coming back, and he had a decent season, it looked like. And Scary Terry, of course, always out there showing up, showing out.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Commander season last year?
Nah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. Obviously, they had to clean house, brought in Dan Quinn in the offseason to be the new head coach and all that. We'll get into that. But, yeah, just a bad season, and you got to feel pretty rough. Those first 2 games there, obviously, we look at those teams that they beat, and we know how bad those teams ended up being as well. So, not much to say, man. Bad season, and now they're going to try to reload and reboot and get this thing headed in the right direction.
Yeah, they hired Dan Quinn. He was the defensive coordinator with the Cowboys. I like Dan Quinn. I like him from his early days here with the Seahawks, right? The defensive coordinator of the Seahawks. Ended up going over to Atlanta, coaching there as a head coach for a while.
Yep.
Was he the coach? Yeah, he was the
coach
when
they blew the 28-3, I believe.
28-3. He was that close, man. He was that close.
That close to the Super Bowl.
Being a Super Bowl winning head coach, man. He probably would have never even ended up in the Cowboys. But then he goes back to Cowboys, and he did some good defensive work there with the Cowboys. Good enough to land him a head coaching job here with the Commanders, who was in rebuild mode right now with new owners and whatnot. And then a guy they got off the beaches. Where did he go? Remember when he got fired from the Cardinals, he Cliff Kingsbury, that is, they hired Cliff Kingsbury, right? Which I thought was a great hire. Because we knew, I respected. He gets fired. He's got all his money. He buys a one-way ticket over to like somewhere in East Asia, right? And just plops himself on a beach and says, cool. Takes a year off. But Cliff Kingsbury, maybe he's not set to be a head coach. Maybe he's not good enough to be a head coach, but I mean, he's a hell of an offensive mind, and you knew that guy was going to be back in the league at some point. And he is now here with Dan Quinn and the Commanders. And what better coach to bring in, who was available, that is, to work with a young quarterback than Cliff Kingsbury,
Yeah, I mean, good hire right here, in my opinion. we'll see. We'll see. I think the guy's a good coach. I don't know how I feel about him as a head coach, but I do like him as a coordinator and a quarterback coach.
You got David Blau as assistant quarterbacks coach. Wow.
So I'm saying they got some folks up there, man.
They do. So that's the coaching staff there for them. Commanders, I don't know. Let's see. What did they do this offseason? Commanders transaction. Sorry, transact.
Ooh, what's up, Crispy? We got a new face in here. Good to see you. He said Cliff Kingsbury fucking sucks. I'm sorry. You ain't got to be sorry, man. Say what you chest.
I'm not. I'm saying he's a terrible head coach, but he's a great offensive mind.
Yeah, he does have he's a good offensive mind. Like I said, I like him much better as a coordinator as I do as a head coach there. But we'll see.
There's guys we've seen. There's guys like that are really good coordinators,
Brandon Staley.
Not good head coaches. They can't be head coaches, but they can be a really good coordinator. I mean, just look at and maybe it's more so it was Brady and Belichick, but I mean, look at Josh McDaniels, right? Like he's
right. That's another one.
Right?
That's a great coordinator, terrible head coach.
Yeah. So
they gave him all the chances.
Yeah. Let's see what they did this offseason in their transactions. They signed Zach Ertz to a 1-year contract. I can't believe Ertz is still in the league, but good for them. I don't think they did much this offseason. I know they brought in Bobby Wagner, which is but he was a late signing, I think. Let's see. Where is that at? Maybe I missed it.
I think
they released Jake Fromm. What? I don't know where the Bobby Wagner signing was, but
he's in there. He's in there somewhere. Because we threw shade at Seattle for not signing that guy back. Crispy says he has no track record of being a good coordinator or head coach, though. He's never been part of a winning team anywhere at any position as a coach. He's a good developer, though, man. He's a good developer of talent.
Yeah, I mean, but you can all it's more so looking at the coaching aspect, not the success on the field, just how he is. I mean, you got to say what you want, but the type of quarterback that they drafted is the type of quarterback that he's worked with, with Kyler Murray.
Right.
And he does have some really good offensive schemes. I'm saying there could have been, for what's available.
You could have got worse.
Yeah.
You could have got worse. Yeah, I didn't realize Crispy was a Redskins fan here. I mean, how do you feel, Crispy? Tell us this, man.
You let us know, Redskins.
We're voters of the Redskins around here, man.
Yeah, let's see. So then let's get into the big stuff. Let's see. Commanders. Sorry, I usually have this all pulled up. But
talking about the draft?
Yeah, we're going to the draft because that's where they I feel like if you're a Commanders fan or a Redskins fan, you got to be pretty excited with the draft. I mean, based off the last few seasons, anything can get you excited. You might not like the Jaden Daniels pick, but at least you've kind of got like, hey, well, that was the best available at the time, and who knows what he ends up being. So I feel like you got to be pretty excited for the future. Maybe not this season, but like you got some young guys you brought in there.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey's brother. I mean, let's go.
You talk about Jaden Daniels there, the only player in FBS history to pass for 12,000 yards and rush for 3,000, and he does play well in schemes like Cliff Kingsbury, where he can get the ball out quick. If he likes the pre-snap read, he does a good job of getting the ball out quick. He's pretty accurate in those spots.
And Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels.
Heisman Trophy winner, yeah, absolutely, man. And you've seen his completion percentage gradually go up over the last 4 years down there at LSU. So, I don't think this is a bad pick, man. I think this guy, I like this guy better than I do Caleb Williams.
Yeah, well.
I like Drake May and Jaden Daniels better than I like Caleb Williams, though.
You do, huh?
I do.
Is it because of the nails?
It's just because. Like I said, I never seen these other two guys crying in their mama's arms if they lost a game in front of God and everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a lot of mental.
This one looks better. So with the number 2 overall pick in the first round, they took Jaden Daniels, QB out of LSU, the former Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, that's not a shock to everyone. I think good pick by them. They're starting that's kind of a restart on the organization. You're bringing in hopefully your franchise QB. I feel like you had to make that pick there. I mean, you could have taken May.
Yeah, okay. Could have. They had 3 second-round picks.
Well, let's get into that. This is where you build your team, right? Number 36 overall, they took Jerzon Newton, defensive tackle out of Illinois. What do you know about this boy?
Disruptive run defender. He got pretty good instincts and hands there. good at locating the ball. So a guy that's played, once again, played quite a bit of college football there, but a big disruptive guy in the middle. He was the number 2 ranked defensive tackle in the draft here, 21 ranked overall. So you got some value here getting him and letting him slide to the second round. He had a grade of 90. So a good pickup right here, man. Definitely got some value there. This guy slipped a little bit, and they did good by picking him up.
I like how they say Washington did not need a defensive tackle. Excuse me? That I feel like they need anything they can absolutely get when you go 4-13.
And when you got so much value as a guy like this that slipped that much, you got to take him right there. Probably.
Well, that's what they said. Clearly, they have some key holes to fill, but the Commanders opted for the best player available, and I kind of like that. I like when they're like, you know what? Let's just get the best guy, and we'll figure it out.
Sometimes, if it's not an immediate need that you have to drill, like you got to take the best guy available.
Yeah. And then with the 50th pick overall, they took Mike Sinierstill. How do you say that name?
Sinristil.
Sinristil.
It's a guy
back out of Michigan.
Yeah, due to his size at 5'9", 182, probably not going to end up being an every down starter in the league, but obviously a national champion here that's played in a lot of big time games as well. I think you're probably going to look for this guy to be more of a nickel guy in the nickel package.
Hey, who knows? With the new NFL kickoff rules too, he might have a spot to play there.
Could be,
whether it's on receiving or the defensive side.
Very well could.
Okay, and then 53, just a couple picks later, they took Ben Sinnott, tight end out of Kansas State.
I like this a lot, man. I think he's probably the tight end of the future for the Redskins right here. He's a pretty versatile player, man. He can line up at tight end, fullback, in the slot, or at wideout. He's done all that in college there, an instinctive open field runner. He can break some tackles, man, got solid hands. He even rushed for a touchdown back in 2020. So he's pretty, this guy is a guy that's kind of a Swiss Army knife type guy at tight end right there that you can move all over the field, a la like a Travis Kelce or maybe a Sam Laporta, like they're going to use him going forward, and Mark Andrews, things like that. You see those guys line up all over the field to create mismatches, and I think Sinnott could be a guy that does that for the Commanders here and could be the tight end of the future for this team.
Yeah. Great pickup there. Great pickup by them. And then let's see, man, they had a lot of picks. Third round pick. Top picks, a lot of top picks. I feel like anything in the first 3 rounds, you're really like that's the ones you focus on. 4th round, you can find some gems, and then after that, it's just we're guessing.
Yep.
We're playing the lottery,
looking for Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that's right. No Purdy slander, okay? We give him some props there, okay? Okay. Let's see. So number 67 overall in the 3rd round, Brandon Coleman, a tackle / guard out of TCU. Big boy.
Yeah, it's a versatile guy that can play pretty much any of the offensive line positions. Started games at both left tackle and both guard spots in college there. A little inconsistent, but did test well at the combine. And he's a quick, smooth guy there, but a guy that you can move around and plug and play some. So once again, not a bad pickup here.
Yep. Another 3rd round pick. Number 100 overall, Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver out of Rice. And yes, that is the youngest brother of the McCaffrey boys, Christian McCaffrey's younger brother, Luke, who is actually listed as a starter for the Commanders. So going to be interesting to see. Older brother was a NFL wide receiver and currently is an assistant coach down in Miami. And obviously Christian McCaffrey plays for the 49ers. And now you got Luke here as a starter for the Commanders. How about that?
Yeah, man. Let's go. Obviously from a football family here, a tough guy, gritty guy. He's got good body control and good hands and can really make good adjustments on those back shoulder throws and things like that. I think him and Jaden Daniels might work out well together.
Yeah. No 4th round picks, but they had 5th round pick. They took Jordan Maggie, linebacker out of Temple.
Yeah. Don't know a lot about this guy. They've got good size at 6'1", 228. And he's got a good burst right there. He did have 14 tackles for a loss in 2023. So got a rangy run defender and a good motor there. So the guy that you got some, like I said, late in the draft here, you're kind of gambling at that spot, but maybe something they see they like in this guy, but a good size and good speed.
Yep. And then another 5th round pick, Dominique Hampton, safety out of Washington. Ooh.
Yeah, got good length and good size at 6'2", 215 there. Got great speed, too. He can compete with some of these tight ends in coverage, help take away some of those mismatches. So, once again, a guy you're gambling on late here, but not a bad pickup. A guy that just played the national championship game.
Yeah, so he's got some, big game experience. And then in the 7th round, last pick they had, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, defensive end out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's a big guy, too, at 6'5", 239 there. Got a lot of length and upper body strength. He can take on shed tight ends and fight off some of those left tackles in the league there. Like I said, got good speed, got a good first step. But this one right here, I do think there's probably, this is one you're kind of looking at, a guy that coming from a Division I program like Notre Dame where he's played all kinds of big-time football here. It's kind of you're taking a gamble, but you don't hate doing that in the 7th round with a guy like this.
Yeah, so that's their draft. I think it was a good draft overall. I mean, they had a lot of picks in the first 3 rounds. They're trying to build. They try to fill some needs in that secondary, but they also took best available. And then who knows? Maybe they got they at least have their quarterback of the near future. They don't know if they have a franchise guy. We got to see how he pans out, but you can't really be mad at them for taking Jaden Daniels 2 overall. Salary cap. They still have $36 million in cap space. And they're going to be able to bring in some guys these next few years because they've got a bunch of cap space already available now. And then they really aren't paying anyone. We'll look and see who their top guys are that they're paying. What are they paying? Scary Terry is their highest paid player, and he's a $24 million cap hit this season. So they're taking a good chunk of his contract out right there. And then you've got obviously Jaden Daniels on a rookie contract for the next 5 seasons. If they want that 5th-year option, which they usually always do if the quarterback pans out. So, I mean, look at this. You got 3 guys that are only in the $20 million, 2 defensive tackles, obviously. Maybe this is why they were saying that they didn't need a defensive tackle, but still, why not add some depth behind Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen? But after that, I mean, you're really paying no one. So you bring in Bobby Wagner at $6.5 million.
I think Mariota, best job in sports, backup QB.
Dude, backup quarterback, you get paid $6 million, man. $6 million to
hang out and get a front row seat.
That's right. Get some free gear and stuff like that. Yeah. Perks.
But shoot, Mariota's gear is getting pretty sweet at this point.
It is. He's got
almost good stuff.
He's like a Pokemon master. He's got to collect them all, got to catch them all. Got to get all those NFL hats.
That's right. Blue, have a good day, buddy. Go get you some rest.
Yeah, Blue, have a good one, buddy. We'll see you later. Okay, so so they're going to be, if they can kind of show some life this season, they might be able to attract some free agents with the salary cap spending that they'll be able to do next year. Let's see what's on the books for next year. Real quick.
Good morning, Bold.
I always like to look at this.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, they've got room. They've got cap space to work with. That's some good stuff there. They have the 3rd most cap space heading into next season. That's before we even do any cuts or anything like that. So,
bro, Super James got a point. If I was Marcus Mariota, I'd have the sweetest autograph collection, bro.
Yeah,
I would have so many sick autographs. Like every time I went to a new team, I'd just go in and have like a helmet signed by every player on the team.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's play my favorite part of the day. Let's play Guess the Lines and check out their upcoming season. Another late bye week for these guys. Dang, that's rough with a rookie QB. But today, here we are. So this is their upcoming 2024 season. What's up?
Today we're gonna go with exactly 4. Exactly 4.
Exactly 4. Okay, let's check it out. They're at Tampa Bay. I'm going to say Tampa Bay is this one's tough. This one's in that range. 4.5, Tampa Bay, 4.5 point favorites.
Buccaneers -3.5 at home against the Commanders.
Say that. That was like, you can tell I haven't looked at the week 1 lines in a while.
Right.
So then they're home against the Giants. Oh, if I remember this correctly. Commanders are a 2-point favorite against the Giants.
Commanders -3 against the Giants.
-3. That is way too much respect for the Commandos there.
Way too much. I might have screwed up here, Bold. You're right. It might be too early in the week for me to go exactly 4. That's like a Thursday pick.
That's funny, Bold. That is funny. Monday Night Football against the Bengals. I'm going to say Cincinnati is a 6.5 point favorite.
Bengals -7 at home against the Commanders.
The hook.
You must be a Texas Longhorns fan, man.
I must be. Yeah, they start the season. They start the season off 3 of their first 4 games with a rookie quarterback and a young squad on the road. That is tough. So now they got to go out to Arizona. I'm going to say Arizona is a 3-point favorite.
Cardinals -2.5 home against the Commanders.
Hook 'em. Got him. Home against Cleveland. Cleveland is going to be a 5.5 point favorite.
Commanders +3 at home against the Browns.
I'm betting that right now. You tell me the Browns are only laying 3?
I did, sir. I did. I want to take that
Say
one
what
now.
you want to. I know everyone gets it. Everyone is hates on Cleveland because of Deshaun Watson. That team is loaded. That team is
They are
stacked.
loaded. If he plays even average, they're
If
going to
he
be
just
good.
hands the ball off, you know what I mean? Just
Have we
don't
heard
throw
anything
the
on the Nick Chubb status?
he's out there doing squats,
Okay, that's enough.
squatting 600 pounds or whatever. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, AK was on here. Actually, it was very interesting. He we were talking about it that night. We did a late night show. He was actually saying, people were criticizing Chubb for doing like heavy squats like that after coming off that injury. And he's like, no, you don't understand. There's a specific window where he's supposed to do this. And if he doesn't do it now, he can't make up for it later. So there's this he was getting into real depth, into it of
That's
like
AK stuff. Yeah, he knows
this is where he can strengthen that right now, and then later on he can't really build it. And he goes, everything's fine in that knee right now to be able to do those squats. And obviously it's like, yeah, what are these people? You don't think that this guy has the best trainers and the best medical minds working with him right there? This is kind of like their investment in his investment.
Yep, that's fair.
1 second, Cricket.
You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, it looks like the next game we'll be talking about. We'll let him guess here in just a minute. We're going to the Ravens.
Baltimore. Baltimore's got to be 8-point favorites. Because I'm just guessing here, and I'm probably gonna miss it by the hook, but 8-point favorites.
My bad. My kids are beating on the door too.
You're good.
Ravens minus 8.5 at home against the Commanders.
Another hook.
Another hook on an 8-point spread. That's weird.
Oh man. Okay, and then we've got Carolina. So they're home against Carolina. The Commanders 2-point favorites.
Commanders minus 3 at home against the Panthers.
Jeez, I might go over on this one. Home against Chicago, the number 1 overall pick versus the number 2 overall pick. I'm gonna say Commandos minus 1.
Commanders plus 2 at home against the Bears. I might bet the Commanders now on that one.
How the heck? Cricket, what if you could lay 2 with Chicago going into Washington, or you could lay 3 with Cleveland going into Washington? Who do you feel better?
That's what I'm saying.
There?
It's
like this makes no sense.
They try to set these lines up. And they don't realize they're. It's just there's no reason that should be that. The Browns are heads and shoulders better than the Chicago Bears.
Hey, we got to take advantage of this though. We got to bet these. Okay, and then we got at the New York Giants. Giants minus 2.
Commanders plus 1.5 at the Giants.
Another hook. God. At this point, I don't want to get one right. Home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 3-point favorites.
Commanders plus 1.5 at home against Pittsburgh.
You got to be kidding me. There's no way. Wow.
Nope.
Thursday night football against Philadelphia.
The Bears are better than the Steelers right now.
They're at Philadelphia. Philadelphia 7-point favorites.
There you go. Eagles minus 7 home against the Commanders.
Ding, 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 ding. We got one winner. All right. This is the start of something here. Then they're home against the Cowboys. And I think this is Thanksgiving Day. November. No, it's not. This is the week heading into Thanksgiving. Let's see. Because Dallas plays the Giants on Thanksgiving. Home against Dallas. This one's tough. Dallas.
Yeah.
5-point favorites.
Commanders plus 3.5 at home against the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me. 3.5 against the Cowboys?
You know it's a damn field goal win by the Cowboys.
I don't know about that. Then they're home against Tennessee. I'm going to say the Commanders are 3-point favorites.
Commanders minus 1.5 at home against the Titans. You got to remember
these lines don't make a lick of sense.
No, they don't at all. But you got to remember that NFC East going. The Cowboys always, especially at the Commanders, that always seems to be a weird, stupid, close game. Doesn't matter how good the Cowboys are and how bad the Commanders are. It always seems to be weirdly close.
Especially since the Cowboys got Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah, a weird spot.
I guess I don't know. Still don't like it. And we got a bye week, and then a late bye week. That's going to be rough. And then let's see. Then they're at New Orleans. I'm going to say the Saints are 2.5-point favorites.
Oh, you were gonna do it too. Saints -3 at home against the Commanders. I even heard
These lines don't make sense. They show respect to some teams that you don't think, and then it's like I'm like, oh, they're not going to show enough respect to the Saints here to give them the full 3. Of course they do. God, what is going on? Then they're home against Philly. I'm gonna say Philly is 3.5 point favorites.
Commanders +3 at home against the Eagles.
That's disgusting. And then home against Atlanta. Commanders -3.
Commanders +2.5 at home against the Falcons.
I forget.
They're also telling you the Falcons are better than the Browns. No, the Browns were -3. My bad.
It's still, I mean, they're
saying they're
the
almost
love for the
equivalent,
Falcons
and
this
they're
season
not.
is insane. It's
they're trying to say they're almost equal, and they are not.
And then week 18, I never get these right, at Dallas. I'm gonna say Dallas is the 3.5 point favorites.
Oh, this is the 5.5. Dallas -5.5 at home against the Commanders.
Disgusting. All right, so there you have that. That is the Commanders' upcoming schedule. What do you expect from them this season, Cricket? I think they're getting too much love based off these betting lines.
Yeah, I think they're getting too much love. You got a rookie quarterback coming in, even as good as, we know C.J. Stroud had the great year last year, but a lot of times rookie quarterbacks, there is a learning curve. You got to adjust to the speed of the game and all that stuff. So, it doesn't, there's going to be some rough weeks for Jaden Daniels in there. And I think they are getting a little too much love based on some of these lines. But you also got Dan Quinn, and we talk about Kingsbury coming in, some of those other big-time coaches that could help give them maybe a jolt in this thing. But I'm looking, I'd say somewhere around, 5-12, 6-11, something like that, maybe.
Well, let's just take a look at their betting odds, and let's see. NFL team wins, regular season wins. Let's see. Oh, they're going to be all the way at the bottom, aren't they? Washington Commander. Oh, 6.5. -115 both ways. 6.5. That seems. I feel like let me take a look at that schedule again.
I believe I like that under.
They could probably split one with New York. They don't beat Tampa. They don't beat Cincy. They could beat Arizona. You don't know what you're going to get out of Arizona. They're not beating Cleveland or Baltimore. They could beat Carolina. Could beat Chicago. I don't think they're. What do you think? I don't think they're beating Pittsburgh. I don't think they're ready.
No,
I don't think they're ready for that. They get them at home, but I don't think. I don't think they split either with the Eagles or the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to sweep that.
Yeah,
and then even there, they could beat Tennessee. They could beat the Saints. They could beat Atlanta. Yeah, you're looking at 6-7 wins. I guess it is pretty spot on if we're just doing the look at the schedule and play the guessing game of like, oh, there's a win, there's a loss, there's a win. I think I would lean towards the under. The main thing with why I would go under in this one is because you've got a lot of rookies on this team, including the leader of your team at quarterback. This is a long season to have a bye week at week 14. And that's just even assuming they all stay healthy, right? We never wish for anyone to get injured. That's a long week, or that's a long start of a season for these young guys. You would like to see this bye week at week 5 or week 6. They get some games under their belt, have a little break. They can take some time to get coached up, and and then just rest.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Okay.
Yeah, it's always rough having that late bye week like that, man. Especially with a group, a lot of young guys, a lot of new faces on your roster that you don't really know how they respond to that spot. But yeah, that is tough.
You can get plus 350 if you think they're going to go under 4.5 wins.
Maybe not a bad bet, man. Like I said, I think they're somewhere around. The number's probably about right. I think they're around 5-12, 6-11. It would really surprise me to see that team get to 7-10, but obviously possible there. But I think it's more. I think I like the under in that spot.
It also wouldn't hurt them to have another bad season this year. You get a top 3 draft pick. You can either, if there's a good defensive guy coming out, offensive stud coming out, you snag him up, or you just trade back and get draft capital and bring in some more young guys next season. You know what I mean? And start building this team.
I mean, they showed me the ability to do well in the draft. I think they got some. You don't see a lot of flashy names on that list outside of Jaden Daniels, but you got a lot of guys that have been great players for their respective universities and things like that, and played in a lot of football games, know the game, and got some of the physical attributes, tested well at the combine and all that stuff. So, I mean, they've shown the ability to be able to draft based off of last seasons with the new regime in there.
Yeah. And then you got the so they are 10-1. If you're really bullish on them, they're 10-1 to win the division this year. Man, look at that. The Eagles are now up to 1. They were minus 110 last time we looked at this. Now minus 130 to win the division. Cowboys are plus 165. Giants are 14-1 there. And then if you're really crazy and you're a diehard fan, them to go to the Super Bowl to win the NFC, the Commanders are 66-1.
Golly, what are they to make the playoffs?
That is a good question. Let's take a look. NFL playoff special to make the playoffs. Plus 275, yes, that they make the playoffs. So you're saying they get 3 wins above their season win total. I don't think that's worth plus 275. This needs to be like plus 400.
Right. That's fair. I would think so too.
Bold says 66-1 sounds kind of light. Yeah, dude. I mean, especially
it does sound kind of light. And Bold, you were asking if they were favored. They were favored in a couple of them. Let's see here. I know they were favored against the Panthers -3, and they were favored against the Titans when they were at home -1.5. I don't see any other games. That's the only. Nope, they are favored against the Giants when they played the Giants at home. They Giants Commanders -3 at home against the Giants, -3 at home against the Panthers, and -1.5 at home against.
So they're only favored in 3 games, yet their season win total is at 6.5. That should also tell you.
Hey, that 4.5. Betting that 4.5 is worth it now. Under. What'd you say? Plus 350 on that one?
Yeah.
I like that. Worth a. I don't know. I put a whole unit on it, but worth a
sprinkle. Unit. Yeah. Because I mean, let's say they get to that 4th win, and then but you can start hedging out of that. I mean, if you only put a unit on it, you don't even have to hedge it if you don't want to. But I mean, you can kind of lock in. You could save face if you need to. Yeah,
I believe I'd ladder that. Yeah, ladder the under down.
Yeah, and then let's see. Offensive Rookie of the Year is probably the only thing we're going to look at. Offensive Rookie of the Year. There we go. Jaden Daniels is your second favorite at 6-1. That might be a bet. If you were looking for a bet that you want to, get a little risky on, I think that one 6-1 because Caleb Williams obviously the favorite at plus 140. But I mean, Jaden Daniels with Cliff Kingsbury, if he can stay healthy the whole season, you got to assume he's going to put up some decent numbers.
I mean, like I said, with his legs. Only got to ever throw for 12,000, rush for 3,000.
I'm seeing RG3 rookie season right here with Jaden Daniels. Same city, same team.
Yeah,
same type of quarterback.
I don't know how.
Jaden Daniels throws the ball better.
Did RG3 have a great rookie season?
Yeah, they went to the playoffs.
Okay, I don't see. All I remember is RG3 being hurt.
Yeah, that was like everyone was all hyped up and like, oh my god, look at RG, and then he never recovered after that because he injured his knee in that playoff game.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyways, there you have it. There's our Washington Commanders 2024 preview. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel wherever you're watching, whether you're on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, X, wherever you're at. And catch us on the next video. We'll see you then.
HBCUs, they're more than just schools, right? They're where we learn, grow, and build. It's a place where we're free to be ourselves, innovate, and live our best lives while chasing those dreams and, yes, securing that bag. But the journey to success is not always easy. That's why Walmart is here for you every step of the way. From late night study sessions to game day celebration, Walmart's got your back, helping you manifest those big, audacious dreams. Whether you're starting a business, climbing the career ladder, or figuring it all out, Walmart is here supporting Black excellence at HBCUs. At the end of the day, your hustle, your creativity, and your journey matter. Walmart, we're all about empowering you with the spark to keep pushing forward. So let's get to it together. Learn more about how we are amplifying your story at walmart.com/Black and Unlimited. It's your journey and we're proud to be a part of it.